Special thanks and a shout out for this awesome thumbnail of Beerus goes to Mr. Big Baron. You can check out a link to his Twitter and his DeviantArt down below in the description. In the Battle of Gods arc of Dragon Ball Super, Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan God, the greatest transformation up until that point, which surpassed even fusion, to face the God of Destruction in one-on-one combat, with the fate of the Earth hanging in the balance. And while their fight was certainly epic in scale, and equally destructive to the universe at large, it was apparent by its conclusion and aftermath that Beerus was still holding back in this fight. So exactly how much of Beerus's power did he use to face the Super Saiyan God Goku, and just how much stronger was he? Well, in this video, I'm going to break that down. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date on all upcoming videos in the future. Now to start this video, I'm going to need to clarify something. The Battle of Gods movie is not a part of the same continuity as the Dragon Ball Super anime. So Beerus using 70% of his power, and the Toriyama interview where he said Goku was a 6, Beerus was a 10, and Whis was a 15 are totally non-canon to the Super continuity. So don't comment them down below because they don't count, and I've seen it so many times already before. Now, using the Dragon Ball Super anime, Beerus gives figures about his power during 2 fights. The first time is when he faces Vegeta, whose power has increased due to a rage boost. Beerus tells Vegeta that it had been a long time since he had to use 10% of his power, which Vegeta had brought out of him. Now, while some say Beerus only used 10% of his power to defeat Vegeta, I'm going to say that this entire statement is a lie on Beerus's part. I'll elaborate on this later, but due to what we see in Super, it's impossible for Beerus to have used this much of his power during any part of the Vegeta encounter. Now, the next time Beerus gives us a figure regarding his power is against Super Saiyan God Goku, when he states that he's going all out and is using his full power. This again is shown to be a lie on Beerus's part, as it is later confirmed by Whis that Beerus was using the statement in order to bring out Goku's full power during their fight. Beerus confirmed this, showing once again his figures of power to be unreliable. Now, there are no real figures given regarding Beerus using a percentage of his power in Super, which makes Beerus incredibly difficult to scale. However, if we rather choose to scale Goku's power and his increases throughout Super, and compare this power relative to Beerus, we can come up with a possible figure. Now, in the Battle of Gods arc, Goku's power was stated to remain around the same as his Super Saiyan God when he was in his Super Saiyan form, as his body, having felt the power of Super Saiyan God, brought it to new heights. Although some may argue Goku's base was Super Saiyan God, as he was able to destroy the combined energy attack in his base form at the end of the fight, for the purposes of this video, we'll just lowball it and say his Super Saiyan form is God level moving forward. After Battle of Gods, Vegeta went on to train with Whis for 6 months on Beerus's planet, eventually rivaling Goku's power, and Goku then joined him. The two then went on to train together for months, including time in Whis' staff, before they attained the Super Saiyan Blue transformation, which is a transformation that is stated in the anime and manga to surpass Super Saiyan God, meaning that Goku when he faces Frieza is stronger than he was when he faced Beerus in Battle of Gods. Exactly how much is difficult to determine, however, in a video I did with Herms from Kanzenshuu discussing the multiplier for Super Saiyan Blue, we discussed the increase in much greater detail than I will in this video. So I encourage you to check it out after this video is over. I'll be getting into the multiplier shortly, but for now, let's say Goku's base power increased by 2 times what it was against Beerus. After this, Goku and Vegeta continued to train with Whis on Beerus's planet before the announcement of the multiversal tournament between Universe 6 and 7. The tournament would only be a matter of days away, so Goku and Vegeta decided to train in a place that could get a year's worth of training in a single day. The hyperbolic time Time Chamber or Room of Spirit and Time. There the two train for 3 days on the outside, which equals 3 years in the chamber. Again, we aren't given any figures of how much their power increased, but we can be conservative again and say Goku and Vegeta's power has become twice what it was, and so Goku's base form would now be 4 times what it was after he had faced Beerus. It should be noted, however, that Vegeta didn't believe their power would increase by much in the chamber, as he felt that they were nearing their limits. So this estimate may be close to the mark. Now, the next arc of the anime differs largely from the manga, specifically during the fight between Goku and the leader in the strongest fighter from Universe 6, Hit. I'm primarily using the anime for this video, as the anime and manga are 2 different continuities. However, when it comes to determining the power of the Super Saiyan Blue transformation, and exactly how powerful Goku is at this point, I'm going to consult the manga's events. During the fight between Goku and Hit in the manga, Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan God. Whis states that Goku's Super Saiyan God was more powerful than Vegeta's Super Saiyan Blue, as Vegeta transforming into a Super Saiyan Blue twice in such a short period of time had dropped his power down to less than 10%. Now, although no number is given here, we can infer the multiplier for Super Saiyan Blue ranges between 1.1 to 10 times Super Saiyan God. Now, while this scene is not found in the Super Anime's version of events, it may give insight into what Toriyama intended the multiplier or power increase to be. However, the placement of the forms is different in the anime versus the manga, as in the anime, Goku never transforms into the Super Saiyan God form again after his fight against Beerus. And in the manga, the form is used by both Goku and Vegeta, and it comes after the Super Saiyan 3 transformation, which in the anime is the form before Super Saiyan Blue. In the anime, the Super Saiyan God form existed more to power up Goku's body rather than it to be a form that he could readily access. So I'm going to refer to my Super Saiyan Blue multiplier video and say for now that Super Saiyan Blue is 10 times Super Saiyan God, and in the anime version it's 10 times Super Saiyan, which would make Goku 40 times stronger than he was when he faced Beerus in the Battle of Gods arc. However, that isn't all, as in the anime version of the fight, Goku takes advantage of the superior ki control of Super Saiyan Blue and utilizes the Kaioken technique, ramping it all the way up to Kaioken times 10, which increases Goku's power, speed, and ki output tenfold. While utilizing this form, Goku's power would be 400 times what it was during his fight against Beerus. However, while Beerus appears to be concerned by this technique and level of power, he denies that it would have any real effect on him. It's stated multiple times after this that Beerus is still more powerful than Goku. But we're not done just yet, as in the next arc, the Goku Black arc, Goku battles the evil duo of Black and Zamasu. And through their battles, Goku is brought to the brink of death multiple times as he battled them individually as well as their Potara fusion, Merge Zamasu. And again, in yet another arc, Super gives us no figures for the increase. However, we can once again use a fight between Goku and Hit, the one that takes place after the Black arc, to determine how strong Goku has become. As Goku faces Hit once more, he makes mention of how Hit had increased his power since the tournament, and that Goku was actually shaking with fear thinking about it. However, Goku is able to still bring the fight to Hit, and as a Super Saiyan Blue without even using his Kaioken technique. And if you remember, Hit's power in the tournament rivaled Goku's Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10. So if Goku can fight a Hit, who is even stronger than Goku's Kaioken times 10 from the tournament, and bring the fight to an essential stalemate, that means Goku's power likely increased 10 times what it was since the Universal Tournament arc, which seems like a rather large boost since he didn't train as much as Vegeta did. However, it could possibly be due to a combination of Zenkais from his intense battles, and Rage Boost increasing his power cap. So if we say that Goku's power is 10 times what it was when he faced Hit at the previous tournament, that would mean Goku's Super Saiyan Blue is 400 times stronger than his Super Saiyan God was against Beerus. And as he showed against Bergamo and Toppo in the Zen Exhibition match, Goku can still use the Kaioken on top of this, meaning that Goku's power in the beginning of the Universe Survival arc with Kaioken times 10 would be 4,000 times stronger than he was as a Super Saiyan God when he faced Beerus in the Battle of Gods arc. So if we say that Goku's Kaioken times 10 is now equal to Beerus, that would mean that Goku's power in the Battle of Gods arc was approximately 0.025% of Beerus's maximum power. However, there is still no indication that Goku has even come close to Beerus's power as of yet. In fact, if we once again take a look at the manga, Goku still seems far away from reaching that goal. As in the Dragon Ball Super manga, as Vegito is charging up his final Kamehameha, Supreme Kai states that Vegito might be even stronger than Beerus. And it's likely that base Vegito is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Goku given Zamasu's reaction to Vegito blasting his arm off, an evidence seen from Vegito's last appearance in the show. Which would mean Vegito's Super Saiyan Blue could still be over 5,000 times stronger than Goku's Super Saiyan Blue, and Vegito might be able to use the Kaioken as well. And if you want to count the manga in this case and say Vegito just might be stronger than Beerus, that means Beerus wasn't even using 1/1000% of his power to fight Super Saiyan God Goku in the Battle of Gods arc. And even then, this statement isn't in the anime, and we're never told Vegito might be stronger than Beerus, so the anime version of Beerus may be even stronger. So scaling Beerus compared to Goku, it's clear that Beerus used far less than even 1% of his power in their fight, and Beerus could have effortlessly destroyed Goku at any moment. It was only due to Beerus' sheer boredom and desire to see the limits of the Super Saiyan God that he allowed Goku to fight him and figure out that form, as Beerus wished to crush him at his strongest. And while we don't have an exact figure to go on, it's clear that Super Saiyan God really doesn't even compare. In the end, I still like the fight between Goku and Beerus, and I think the anime version of the fight is even better than the movie or the mangas. The story being told during it of Goku finding more and more power within himself, allowing him to rise up to fight Beerus, even against overwhelming odds, is very much encapsulating what Dragon Ball is all about. And even despite losing his God form, Goku continued to make Beerus use more and more of his destructive energy. However, I feel that in retrospect, the more powerful Goku and friends become, and the further they surpass Super Saiyan God, the more this fight loses its impact and emotional weight. The feats of destruction, the universe itself shaking, the mortal plane and afterlife nearly being obliterated, and the intensity at which Goku and Beerus go at it was impressive for the time, but as is the case with Dragon Ball, it's clear that Toei and Toriyama weren't thinking ahead or playing the series out in advance. As they continue to have Goku, Vegeta, and others increase dramatically in power, making the ritual and Whis training seem less impactful, while inversely making how much power Beerus was holding back seem more and more ridiculous. And if Goku is still able to surpass Beerus in the Gods of Destruction with his next likely transformation, that'll seem a little much when considering these calculations. Now, many may disagree with the figures I've given, and in the end, they are educated calculations based on precedent established in Dragon Ball Super, the Dragon Ball franchise, and extra materials like the guidebooks. But the exact numbers aren't really as important as the narrative reason behind them. Perhaps one day, Toei and Toriyama will collaborate on another guidebook for Dragon Ball Super, giving us official multipliers and a real figure for Beerus's power compared to Goku and the others. Although we can't expect them to make 100% sense or be free of contradictions. Until then, Beerus is going to seem like an infinitely expanding goalpost which is always being moved away from our heroes until the plot determines it's time for them to overcome him, and go on to face even larger, newly created antagonists for Goku and his friends to test themselves against. That, or Beerus will just obliterate the final big bad and say he still isn't even using close to 1% of his power, because if there's one thing Toriyama knows how to do, it's subvert our expectations.
and you better subscribe.